Well, welcome to the last session of the day. How's everyone liked their camp experience so far? Great. Awesome. I'm glad you're all here. For the new faces in the audience, I'm happy to see that you have drunk the Kool-Aid and are ready to join us on our crazy adventure of being a part of the Drupal community. So, title of the talk, getting back to Drupal. Hopefully you know that since you're all here. My name is Anna Collada. I'm a freelance Drupal developer. I've been working with Drupal for 6 years. Been on my own for 4. It is great and awesome, and I love it. And I also love rabbits. Bunnies are awesome. I'm so happy I got the bunny thing. So now my question is for you guys. Who are you, and why are you at MidCamp? So how many are coder people? Work with code? How many are non-codey people? Awesome. My session is mostly going to be for you guys, so sorry, codey people, but you guys get everything else, it seems sometimes.
Okay, goodbye.
There's the door. How many use Drupal for work versus are a hobbyist or a non-employee? He doesn't know.
Hobbyist.
Hobbyist, woo!
Because no one will pay me, so.
Well, maybe some of this will help people want to pay you, where you can point to this and say, hey, see this, I did that. I'm supporting the community. I'm part of this whole thing. And then, how many of you guys saw the keynote? Tiffany's keynote. Cool. Luckily, her stuff is more business focused. My stuff is more individual focused. So hopefully we'll kind of meet in the middle. And it'll be a good combination of what you can do. And then so, why are you guys here? What do you want to know from me? Like, yes, I have slides, and I'm totally prepared to just speak at you, but what do you want to know?
What's the meaning of life?
42.
We all know that. That's the first step in contributing.
Showing up. You are here. Wait, where's...
Why do you keep pointing to me?
Stan, you got the thing!
Oh.
See? You are here. That is the first step to showing... The first step is showing up. So welcome. Glad you're here.
Tea party.
Tea party, the obligatory Alice reference tea party. We're all a little mad here, but we love you and we welcome you anyway. So first, what is a community? Not to drag out a dictionary definition on anything, but what does it mean to be a member of a community? You know, we're all working towards the same goals, we're all working together, and we also have existing processes and social conventions that we use to communicate. And so as newer contributors, newer members, you kind of need to realize that there are ways that the community does things that might seem weird or strange, but there are ways to try and help you learn what that communication system is and how to use it most effectively. One good example of that would be the issue queues. Like there are ways that each of those fields in that crazy issue queue, if you're reporting a new issue, those fields have meaning. And if you're just coming, you're like, hey, I found this bug and I'm gonna post an issue. And if you don't kind of take a step back to learn, or you haven't been taught what those specific things mean, it might be harder for you to engage with the community because you're not using the same channels, communicating the same way. I just kind of digressed there. I didn't mean to go there. But so just be aware, if you are new to the community, we do still love you and we'll love you and we'll teach you, but please don't get upset when maybe we're not connecting immediately. Just based on a couple of things I've seen that I don't really want to connect to. I feel like I'm already dragging. So the first point I do want to give up is contribution to the Drupal project does not necessarily equal code. Yes, we all love Drupal. Yes, it's a software project. Yes, we're all here in the same room together because of the software, more or less. But you can contribute without contributing code. Code is awesome, but there are lots of ways to contribute to the code base without being PHP expert, an HTML whiz, JavaScript guru. Though, obligatory plug, if you are looking to get started on working in core, please join us on the sprints on Sunday. We have mentors that can help you out, get you started, get you working, figure out where your skills might be best applied. And if you can't attend on Sunday, but still do want to get involved, I recommend going to some sort of in-person event, so another camp where they're going to be sprinting, or global sprint weekends, or go to DrupalCon in LA. There's a lot of sprinting around those events, and it's fairly well structured and mentored, as structured as sprinting could be, as any open source code contribution could be. So if you're looking to get started in working on core, please come and help out however you're able. All right, so as an individual, as someone who, you're here at MidCamp, great, awesome. You've already taken the first step of attending an event. So congratulations, you can check that off the list. I took it off my slide because I needed to make room. If you want to start the other way, you can organize an event. Now, an event doesn't necessarily have to be one as big as this. It could be organizing a meetup, hosting a lunch and learn at your job or at your work, or with people that might work around you that you want to hang out with. If you're going to have a group of maybe more than 12 people, or you're going to want to have the group on a regular basis, I recommend more than one organizer. So find a partner in crime to kind of charge and try and build up some of that and drum up some more of the grassroots community involvement of getting more bodies towards the project and share your enthusiasm. Hopefully you're enthused. I don't think you all look enthused right now, but it could just be me. So in addition to organizing, you could speak at an event. Hi, I'm speaking. It's scaring the crap out of me, but I'm doing it. And you can do it too. Isn't that great? Isn't that the best, pitch ever? But no, really, if you have something fun to share, if you have something you want to communicate, I was hoping to communicate some enthusiasm and energy, please do it. This is all I'm saying. You can also volunteer at an event. So some of us wearing the red shirts, we're organizers. We also have plenty of lovely volunteers like Michael, who comes and helps out at the registration desk, and help coordinate things on the day of the event. And these people are super important for any sort of large event where we have to move people around. So they are much appreciated, much needed, and if you have time to contribute your time at a particular event, it will be welcomed, trust me. You can also provide support. And support is kind of a generic term, but what I'm meaning here is provide support in the same way that you've gotten help in the past. So the Drupal community has a bunch of different ways where people can go to get help. So you can go check out the issue queues, see if bugs been reported. You can go on to freelancers, which is the Stack Overflow kind of version. There you can get in-person real-time help in IRC, and you can also, scratch that out first, but you can also update documentation. The trick is here is I can go to the documentation and get support, but that means somebody else has already come before me to provide that support. So wherever you've gone to get help in the past is a good place to provide help. So it's good if you have some time, or if you're working on solving an issue and you find a thread where, okay, yeah, everyone's having this issue, read these notes, figure out kind of how to fix it, and then, yay, I solved it, I'm gonna go, keep going, wait, no, back up. Go tell other people what you did, help them out. Keep that knowledge in the system rather than just taking it with you and leaving because, hey, you got the answer you needed. And if anyone's really interested in documentation, St. Paul Tim is from the Minneapolis, St. Paul area. He's awesome. He's giving a presentation tomorrow on specifically contributing to Drupal documentation. So if you're interested in that, please go check it out. And then, of course, please use the issue queue when you find bugs. Using the issue queue can be a scary, complicated place. There can be a lot of emotions, more in core than contrib. Contrib is, in my opinion, contrib is a bit more tame, but please use the issue queues when you find a problem. Even if you don't have a solution, try and report issues effectively. Because the problem that we've seen, and I actually saw it, there's some Twitter back and forth earlier this week from South by Southwest, where Doug Van was giving a presentation. He's like, hey, I'm running into all these bugs. And then people are like, well, you need to report those bugs, otherwise they're not going to get fixed. So that was a bit public, and I'm not sure how I felt about that kind of publicness of it. But please use the issue queues and share any issues that you encounter. So if, like most of us here, you are an employee or a freelancer, there are some additional things that you can do beyond just what everybody could do. It's my personal opinion that if you are making money from Drupal, you should be contributing back in some way. I hope you guys feel this too. I mean, we have this software that we're getting for free, we're using for free. Free is in speech, not free is in beer, but still, it's nice to kind of contribute back. So one good way to do it, donate money. We're individual sponsors available for this event, and as an individual sponsor, sometimes you get bonuses like the awesome sweatshirt I just hid. I got that for MidCamp for being whatever level sponsor. You can also sponsor a group. Meetup.com was charging, I think it was $72 for 6 months, the last I checked. But most of the groups will organize their meetups on meetup.com just because it's an existing tool that already works. But yes, it does cost money. So you can either sponsor it yourself or ask your business to sponsor it or start a chip in and try and get a bunch of people to pay for it. I think it's a worthwhile thing, and really you can probably get a company to sponsor that for you. And then one of the other things you can do that I highly, highly, highly recommend is join the Drupal Association. Their annual fees are on a sliding scale from like $20 to $200 or something like that. And they really provide a lot of support to all of us, and more money is good. And kind of pooling our resources and yeah. So if you have $20 to throw their way, that would be awesome. And then again, we all benefit from it. In terms of what professional skills, we totally need people with professional skills. So writers, if you're a writer, you could help us with marketing. Tiffany mentioned that in her keynote that if we could really get some good marketing and start telling people how great we are, because we all know we're great, other people don't know we're great. But so you can do blog posts, write up case studies. I know Drupal.org likes having case studies that you can post. There's probably people in the DA that you can coordinate with. Case studies, news items, and also for larger events, like we can really use a wordsmith sometimes, or a communication specialist, or someone to look at things a different way and be like, okay, hey, here's what you guys as event organizers should be doing to communicate what's going on to people who aren't coders, who aren't really in the community, if you want to draw more people in with this sort of event. Designers, graphic designers, UI designers, there's not only does the DA often ask for help or advice or ideas depending on where they are in developing the Drupal.org ecosystem, but modules, things that have new features, new ideas, we kind of need both graphical development help and UI help, user research. Does this make sense? Just a different perspective from a different discipline could really help out the project as a whole. And then as a coder, you can share your fixes, your workarounds, your new ideas, some cool new thing that you did. I'd written up something, posted on my blog, it was a year ago, posted on Twitter, and an ex-boyfriend of mine was like, oh my god, I totally need that, I'm totally using that next week. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Good for you, but it's like great that I knew at least I figured out this one cool thing, was able to share it, and at least one other person, hopefully, was able to use it. And so I think that's neat. And then one other thing that as a coder, if you fixed an issue while you're working on a client project, submit a patch for it. Especially if it's contrib. A couple times, I love it when I'm able to actually get away with, I'm working on a project, I find a bug in contrib, I write a patch for it, patch gets committed, client doesn't even know that they just now, contributed 2 hours of my time to fixing their problem, so I can still bill them for it, but then fixing everyone else's problem too. So I think that's awesome. So then if you have a company, Tiff had a great talk on all of that. So if you have a company that relies on Drupal, you should go watch the keynote or rewatch it if you haven't seen it. Hopefully the videos will be posted soon. Definitely think about sponsoring an event. Sponsoring an event is not only the giant banners that you see. Those people gave us lots of money and they were awesome. People who do smaller things, like I have some clients in the back that designed and cut out and contributed the paper for all those little arrows and cute signs that you see. So, they've contributed, and hopefully next year they will be a little more public about it, but it's awesome. Any amount of effort or money will definitely help as far as building ground up, grassroots sorts of things. Organizations are also really who we rely on to host our meetups, host our local groups. If they like to provide refreshments, we get a lot of pizza. Not always great for the gluten-free and vegan of us, but we do very much appreciate it. And we really do like having event space. So maybe we should start, if anyone has a business in Chicago that has a good meeting space, let us know and we can try and get you into schedules. Also, be open that your organization, that your company uses Drupal. Embrace the larger community. I've worked with organizations that maybe they don't advertise that they use Drupal, or they don't like to say what they use, or they kind of want to white label it. And I mean, that's kind of, to me, that's disingenuous. That's just maybe just an opinion. Join the Drupal Association. Again, as an organization, you can get some bonuses. I'm not here to plug the DA, of course I mentioned it like 5 times. But I do think it's a worthwhile organization. You can also share sponsor modules and allow employees to use time at work for their own contributions. I think this can be a very important one because it gives an employee some freedom and flexibility into how they work and what they want to work on, and focus on some personal passions. But also remember that employee time at work, they're contributing. It can be more than code. It can be all these other things that we've already talked about. So don't expect them to be writing code. Maybe they're organizing a meetup or they're writing a blog post. They're still contributing, and I hope that you would support that. To wrap up, some important reminders: we are all human. We are all real people. And when we're meeting like this, yeah, okay, we get that. When we're talking online, if we're in IRC, if we're leaving a comment or a question, it's sometimes easier to forget that. And as humans, we have all of these, emotions, need, blind spots, friends, families, lives outside of Drupal. I have a story that I'm debating if I want to share.
No.
I've got a no, I've got a yes. Okay, so this was at a meetup a few weeks ago, or probably a couple months ago now. And we were talking about the media module. And oh yeah, the media module, it seems so promising, it's great, but now it has 2 branches and none of them really work. And so someone's just kind of going off on, this is great, but it sucks. And I'm like, well, that's what happens when you get diagnosed with a terminal illness. That's Aaron Wingborn, who we honored this morning. And it's just that really gave that person a pause and be like, oh wait. Things happen outside of, why doesn't this module work? And I think that's something that we really need to remember, that we are human, and that's an important part of what makes us us, and we need to be supportive of each other. Wow, I didn't think that would trip me up quite so much. So that's everything I had to say. Does anyone have anything else that they would like to say, or ask, or refute, perhaps? No. No. Well, I hope you guys got something out of it. Yeah, Andy? Oops.
It's good to welcome maybe like new ideas and then kind of steer them. Like somebody might have an idea for a module distribution, or maybe some way of using Drupal, maybe as software as a service, or some kind of thing that may be like outside the box of what you might think it is. And like an easy thing to say might be like, no, that'll never work because X, Y, Z, or no, that's not the Drupal way, or no, you need to be thinking about something else. But if you come in contact with, I think, with some of these things, you should probably try to steer them more towards like an alternative or a success story of where it could go. Like, if you do it based on something, it might not scale in this way, but you should talk to this person that can help you steer it in the right direction, or offer maybe like support on that. Maybe I'm not. It's kind of abstract, but I think I think to see Drupal flourish more, it's good to it's good to let some maybe like bad ideas come out.
I think we've had plenty of better.
Not just like come out with like, no, I don't think so. No, that'll never work or something. But let it's maybe like you have some idea and it might be like a bad idea, but try to nurture or steer other people towards success, because like a rising whatever floats the boat. So I think I've just seen that sometimes like it's easy to be like real dismissive of maybe like other people's projects, and then like turn people afterwards, like Drupal, the software, or like community.
Well, hopefully that doesn't happen. I mean, yes, I think it's everyone's job to be welcoming and help shepherd new members through the community. Always handing it off to someone who might be better suited to provide feedback, particularly constructive feedback. And hopefully we're reaching the point where there aren't really flame wars and issue queues except in core. And well, this is another thing I need to. I've made a bunch of references to, this happens in core, this happens in Drupal. But if I was intending for you to be completely new, hadn't walked in here knowing about Drupal, I'm excluding you at this point because I haven't tried to explain kind of what the background is. And also souring your expectations towards maybe working in the issue queues or working on a particular project.
So I was going to ask, if I don't know a line of PHP, should I still come on Sunday?
Yes.
Why?
So there is an entire core mentorship program that is designed to help introduce people who are new to the project, and there's a lot of things that you can do without code. You can review issues and make sure that the summary of the issue is actually what's being fixed. You can tag things, organize things, provide feedback, kind of nudge people to, hey, so you should probably go and do this. And Kathy, who's the SCT, she is really good at helping people say, hey, okay, so let's get you set up to do this, and let's get you set up to do that. I'm not huge into the mentor space, but there are definitely things that you can do if you wanted to come on Sunday and help us out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
You're not huge into the what space? You just you mentor the
Mentor.
mentor space.
Yeah, I'm not a mentor. I'm not so much a people person. But I need to be more positive. So, no, there will be much more experienced mentors than myself who are there on Sunday. Speaking of Sunday, I'm sure you know where it is by this point. And if you have any feedback, please do leave me feedback. I have some links and slides will be on my session topic. I hadn't noticed until Jen pointed it out previously, but those are not showing up if you're not logged in. So we kind of need to fix that. I tried to fix that quickly and could not find how to fix that. So we will be fixing that. And I realized I'm going to come to this. I totally did not mean to. I forgot to record the session. That was not intentional. Clear that was not intentional. Because Jen showed me how to do it, and then I forgot. So thank you for coming. You guys get to see the world premiere once and only of me presenting.